These aren't gunshots, but fireworks aimed at the police. At the turn of the new year, young people in China played cat and mouse with the police with fireworks. Catch me if you can. These two men deliberately set off fireworks to attract police cars to chase them. In another province, an electric car driving at high speed while setting off fireworks is chased by a police vehicle. Passers-by are stunned by the incredible move by the electric car. It was a special New Year's Eve experienced by the Chinese, where light and dark were intertwined, and fun and rage paralleled each other. Once again, people's bottom line got challenged. This is what they thought a festive New Year's Eve would be like.
20 seconds to go. Let's count down together to the end, shall we?
10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1，新年快乐！
But this was the reality of what happened. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Let me film the fireworks on my watch. Happy New Year! 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! What was going on? Why was there no countdown on the big screen? In the end, people didn't leave. They did the countdown together in front of the black screen and wished each other a Happy New Year. On December 28, 2023, China's Ministry of Emergency Management issued an announcement, namely, New Year's Day Holiday Safety Tip, asking local officials to pay attention to the safety of gatherings and activities. It claimed that during the holiday period, there would be more festivals, tourism, entertainment, and other activities, and the flow of people and logistics would congregate. So, it was necessary to strengthen the safety control of New Year's Eve and other major gatherings and activities, and to guard against accidents such as fires, stampedes, and other mishaps in crowded places. Several local governments adept at reading between the lines of the Central Committee of the CCP immediately took action by banning the New Year's Eve events. In Shanghai, China's largest and most prosperous city, a reporter learned from the Municipal Bureau of Landscaping on December 25th that no themed light shows would be displayed on the Bund, the North Bund, and the Little Lujiazui area, and no countdown to zero events would be organized. For example, Window of the World in Changsha, a cultural theme park in the capital city of Hunan province, suddenly sent out a message right before the New Year Gala, stating that it had received an urgent letter from the Changsha municipal government and that our cast and crew worked overtime and adjusted and upgraded the New Year's Eve Gala all through the night. We regret to inform you that due to the recent serious air pollution in Changsha, the New Year's Eve fireworks event scheduled for December 31st, 2023 has been cancelled in order to further control the emission of pollutants, minimize the level of pollution, and safeguard the health of the public. In more cities, as the event drew near or even on the spot, the public was suddenly informed of the cancellation of the event. It was reported that at the last few minutes of the Nanyang New Year's Eve activities, the New Year's Eve countdown was suddenly cancelled. The big screen displayed, "For your safety, the countdown to New Year's Eve on the LED screen is cancelled. Please follow the arrangements of your comrades at the police station and leave the venue in an orderly manner." This was in Xi'an, where the New Year's Eve event was cancelled at the last minute as well, leaving the public angry and cursing en masse. Perhaps to the government, fireworks are a form of super powerful weapon. Many places in China have banned fireworks on New Year's Eve. Some people are really upset, So we see the scene at the beginning. On the first day of the new year, January 1st, 2023, in Jiangsu province, several traffic police on the roadside swarmed to drag two men from the vehicle and take them away. On December 31st, a man was walking on a bridge holding an unlit firework. Passers-by around the man warned him to run quickly as police were there. Upon seeing the police, the man took off, leaving several police chasing furiously behind him. Don't go. Run, run. Here, several police battled to put a man in a police car who lit fireworks. Get in the car quickly. Anyone who continues to set off fireworks will be arrested. Don't you know it's not easy for the security guards? Isn't it normal to set off fireworks on New Year's Day? The police were really exhausted on New Year's Eve. What could they do if they are short a police force? The fire department was deployed. Firefighters put out the fireworks on both sides of the road with water cannons and then used them to disperse the crowd. Not only are fireworks banned, but residents in Shandong discovered that real names were required to purchase fireworks. The status of fireworks is now elevated to that of firearms. In China, drone shows are seen increasingly more often in recent years. To the CCP regime that has managed to reach the end of 2023, drones are considered more deadly than fireworks. As a result, police in many places have ordered a ban on drones and the sale of lanterns and balloons at popular locations on New Year's Eve. This was in Shijiazhuang. We've previously reported on the city. The local government has tried to turn it into a rock and roll city to boost the economy. Unfortunately, on New Year's Day, the city saw no rock and roll spirit at all. The drone show was cancelled given only a very short notice, leading to a disgruntled crowd that had been waiting for hours with some in the crowd yelling, "Kneel, kneel." The equally frustrated organizer kneeled down and apologized. Why would the public come out to set up firecrackers on New Year's Eve against the government pressure, even at the cost of confronting the police? 3 years of lockdown and suppression, as well as the current economic downturn, coupled with the people's dissatisfaction and rebellion against the government policy itself, the Chinese people really need an outlet to let off steam and vent their anger. And people with a discerning eye also know that the New Year's Eve activities could boost the economy if held. One Wuhan Weibo user said, "In the current economic situation, all parties are racking their brains to find ways to boost consumption and employment, and Christmas and New Year's Day is such a great opportunity." For example, millions of college students plus hundreds of thousands of couples go out on New Year's Eve, have a big meal, buy gifts, buy clothes, and spend all kinds of money. How much GDP will be generated? On December 31st, we should have spared no effort to create an atmosphere that would allow everyone to come out, spend money, and have a good time. What did we do? No activities allowed, core subway stations closed in advance, and the New Year's Eve countdown was shut down, all for the sake of safety. The excuse was so righteous that no one could complain. Otherwise, they would say, who is going to be responsible if there were an accident? Someone would bring up the safety issue again. If the military games, Olympic games, and Asian games can be held, and a year ago we had the steel-like execution and locked down the city of Wuhan, how come we could get scared by the crowd on New Year's Day? Sometimes I can't even tout for the government anymore. The New Year's Eve without fireworks and lights has made China look particularly sluggish and hopeless as it heads towards 2024. Xi Jinping, head of the CCP, acknowledged China's current difficulties in his 2024 New Year's Eve speech. On the way forward, winds and rains are the norm. Some enterprises are under pressure to operate. Some people are experiencing difficulties in employment and life. And natural disasters such as floods, typhoons, and earthquakes have occurred in some places, all of which are close to my heart. I am deeply touched by the fact that we are not afraid of the wind and rain, and that we are standing by each other, facing the challenges and overcoming the difficulties. Generally speaking, the CCP will cover up certain things in its public statements. If things can be hushed up, the CCP won't mention them at all. But if things can't be covered up anymore, they might get mentioned. What she said in his speech, some people are encountering difficulties in employment and life, coincides with the fact that the youth unemployment rate hasn't been published since August 2023. But the reason given at the time was in order to improve and optimize the way of statistics. It's no wonder people can't help but speculate on it. Xi's entire speech lasted 11 minutes. He made some positive comments about his own achievements too, such as the cliché statement, China's economy has continued to improve. The video was widely disseminated by mainland media. Below a video of Xi Jinping's 2024 New Year's speech, netizens left comments like, "First-class speech. Very successful in speaking. We, the people, are living a really happy life." In the speech, Xi reiterated his determination to reunify Taiwan. The reunification of the motherland is a historical necessity, and compatriots on both sides of the Taiwan Strait must join hands and share the great glory of national rejuvenation. The 2024 Taiwan presidential election is on January 13th. Taiwan's opposition parties have a shared slogan, that is, party rotation. In other words, to replace the current ruling party, the Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. The CCP hates the DPP for its determined defense of Taiwan's sovereignty. Thus, China's major social media platforms are supporting Taiwan's pro-communist opposition parties on a mass scale. Mainland China's video platform Bilibili filmed interviews with Taiwanese people who shared the notion of party rotation. Interestingly, the CCP didn't expect that mainland netizens were using this chance to express their political demands. The pop-ups on the video footage all said something like, "I also want political party rotation." On December 31st, New Year's Eve events were cancelled everywhere for the first time due to what looked like an emergency order from the Central Committee of the CCP. Now the wave of unemployment and layoffs in China is spreading across all industries and fields, and social protests are happening one after another. It's likely that this is a temporary decision made by the CCP High Command, after realizing that all sorts of unstable factors exist in various places, especially after the recent incident in Henan province, where thousands of people demanded justice for the cruelly murdered student. The Education Bureau of Ningling County, Shangchu City, Henan province reported on December 27th that a student died on December 24th at a local school. The student's surname was Yang, 14 years old. At 6:04 a.m. that day, the school patrols found the student lying on his side on the ground. The briefing said that according to the investigation and the contents of the student's 2 suicide notes, Yang was found to have fallen to his death from a height, ruling out a criminal case. However, the findings have sparked outrage among the public as photos circulating of the deceased body tell a gruesome story. No netizen who saw the photos would believe that a boy who was perfectly fine a few hours ago could be left with such wounds on his body. As netizens from all over the country dug deeper and deeper, a horrible story emerged. It involved a pair of female and male teachers having affairs and got bumped into by the student, who was murdered as a result. Due to YouTube's rules, we can't provide more detailed descriptions here. The victim's family was notified by the school at around 6 a.m. on December 24th that their son was in an accident at the school, but the remains were not seen until 3:41 p.m., and the school refused to provide surveillance footage. On December 27th, the victim's family placed wreaths outside the school where the incident took place and protested. There were a lot of onlookers and police at the scene. On December 28th, the situation escalated further. The school was piled high with flowers of condolence. Angry crowds went to the school to protest and surrounded the school leader's vehicle to demand an explanation. Fierce clashes broke out between local residents and the police. The woman in the footage said, "Serving the people, serving what? You are bullying us, the disadvantaged." Protesters at the scene got into a violent shoving match with the police. A number of arrests were made during the clash. People surrounded the police vehicles and demanded for their release. More people were then arrested. This was on December 28, 2023. Showing pictures of her grandson to the martial law police, the grandmother of the murdered kid went from one to the other and patted them on the chest. The police stood still and didn't look her in the eye. People's demands are simple. If you can give us an explanation, if you can check the facts clearly, we will also defend the government that they are doing the work for the people. If it isn't handled well, we can still post a video exposing it in the future. The way they stand, they can't stop us. Is everyone clear about that? They are here to maintain order for the sake of the people. Let's film everything. They won't let us post it now, but we'll post it later. We all have children, and these people have children too, and they have to go to school too. They can't stop us forever, okay? A properly handled case, a fair investigation, and a convincing answer will convince the protesters to leave. But it's an impossible task in Red China. The government has continued to suppress the situation, lowering the heat across the board in the official media and social media. On the evening of December 28th, online sources revealed that a local police station in Ningling County said in a group, "Urgent notice to all people, no one is allowed to go to Yuhua Yuan Middle School tomorrow, or they will be held responsible." Coincidentally, the public security of the local highway put out a notice that because of the fog, the highway in the jurisdiction of Shangchu all closed. A netizen's response: "The fog will be over one day." Early in the morning on December 29th, several intersections in the county remained blocked. Police and plainclothes officers could be seen stationed at the intersections and checking every passing vehicle. People confronted the police, who were holding pepper spray and shouting. Unrelated individuals, hurry up and evacuate. This has nothing to do with you. Anyone who provokes trouble and disrupts the order will be dealt with according to the law. Early in the morning on December 29th, the entire county was shrouded in fog. Although the county's various intersections were guarded by the police, people still took to the streets to speak out for the victim who fell to his death. On January 2nd, the county's education department once again released on its WeChat public page the results of the investigation. The student fell to his death. There was no bullying. The deceased fell to his death. Although the area has surveillance, it was dark at night, coupled with the camera at a distance of about 87 meters, making it unable to see the fall. This sparked collective sarcasm from netizens, leaving comments like, "Is today April 1st Fool's Day? Please. I'm a 25-year-old male with irregular menstruation. It's negative 90 degrees Celsius, negative 130 degrees Fahrenheit in Henan today. I'm a man. I just gave birth to a girl. Father and daughter are both safe." In the capital city of Henan province, where this incident took place, at the countdown to the 8th second, two words suddenly appeared out of nowhere. "Teacher, hello." And then the lights in the entire building suddenly went out. I don't know if this glitch is man-made or just a coincidence, but it seems to echo the death of the boy who was tortured and murdered. Will this dark LED screen prompt more Chinese people to think, who is putting out the light and flame of hope?